Sri Gurubhyo Nama children, welcome to online session. We are discussing about the story of village Palampur. In the previous class, I told about the Palampur village, which is a well-developed village. I told that it has a all-weather roads. The village has got a all-weather road. Moreover, this village is linked to the nearby village, which is Raniganj, and the other nearby town, which is Shapur. And moreover, when you see this village, you can see different types of transport facilities available in that particular village. Starting from the bogies, starting from rickshawalas, tongawalas, we can see different types of transport activities. We can see jeeps, trucks, motorcycles, etc. in that particular village. And I told about the people in that particular, there are different set of people lived in that particular village. We are going to see nearly 450 families, they have occupied the village of Palampur. So out of 450 families, nearly 80 families, they had large estates of land. They owned large quantity of land. So nearly 80 families were landowners. So they had large quantity of land. Some people, they had only small quantity of land, that is 2 hectares. Some people, they don't have land, they started to work in the others field as agricultural laborers. And then I have told about the factors of production. What are the various factors we require for production? What are they? I have started from land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So there are 4 factors of production, that is land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. And that day I gave explanation also. For every activity, we need land, which is a natural resource. Apart from land, we need other natural resource also. It can be a water resource, it can be a forest resource, or it can be a mineral resource. And after that, what is the other requirement? Land is the main requirement. What is the other requirement? Labor. The people, those who are going to be involved in that particular activity, whether it is an agricultural activity, whether it is an industrial activity, whatever it is. So we need people to work in the, land. There are 2 different types of people we need to work in the land. One set of people, we can call them as skilled laborers. So depending upon the education and knowledge, they acquire the skill. So some activities, we require the use of skilled laborers. We need the skilled laborers in great. And certain other works we need manual laborers. So even in labor we need 2 different set. One is skilled laborer, the other one is unskilled laborers. For some specific activities we need to get the work of skilled laborers. For other activities we need to get the work of manual labor. The next one I told about the capital. Capital investment is greatly required. For every activity we need money. Starting from every stage of production, whatever may be, whether it's industrial production or agricultural production, each and every stage of production I need capital. So capital plays a greater role. What is the last one I told you? Entrepreneur, organization. We need an organization for the success of the production, for the efficiency of the production. Up to that I have completed in the last class. Now we are going to see about the factors of production in depth. We are going to see in depth about the factors of production. Yes, we will continue children with the factors of production. So we are going to see in detail today the 4 factors of production. The first one I told about land. Whichever activity we wanted to involve, we need land, which is the important, requirement for the production. Whether it is an agricultural activity or industrial activity, land plays a greater role. So land is a natural resource which is the first requirement for the production. The next one we are going to talk about labor. Labor requirement is also essential. Whichever activity we have to involve, we need the help of the laborers. So again, when you talk about the laborers, there were 2 different types. Skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. Some activities require the work of the skilled laborers. So who are the skilled laborers? People with the help of the education and knowledge, they will acquire the skill. So some activities we used to involve the skilled laborers. Other activities we require the manual laborers. The third requirement is physical capital. So the other requirement is physical capital, that is the money and the raw materials in hand. So you will be coming under physical capital. So we need money, and with the money I need raw materials. I need the starting materials for my production activity. So money in hand and raw materials will come under physical capital. The fourth requirement is human capital, human beings. Human beings with the help of their knowledge and skill. So they are increasing the efficiency of the production. So the fourth requirement, human capital. So every production is organized by combining. So every production activity is carried over, or every production activity is organized by the combining land. So what we are going to do? We are going to combine land, labor, physical capital and human capital. Every activity, whether it's an industrial activity, whether it's an agricultural activity, what we are going to do? We are going to combine the land with labor, physical capital and human capital. So all these are playing a greater role, and these requirements, we can call all these factors, we can call it as factors of production. The next first one, we are going to talk about land. Land and other natural resources. For example, I told you, whether it is an agricultural activity or industrial activity, or construction of roadways, or building of railway network, or construction of dams, whatever may be the activity, land plays a greater role. Land is the very, very important requirement. So other than land, to start the production, we need other resources also. It can be a water resource, for example, if it is an agricultural activity, or even if it is an industrial activity, I need to get water facilities. So water resources. So land is the important requirement for production. Apart from land, we need other natural resources also. It can be a water resource, it can be a mineral resource. So all these are playing a greater role for the production activity. So this slide completely talks about the requirement of land, which is very, very important requirement for any production activity. So apart from land, we need other natural resources also. It can be a water resource, it can be a forest resource, it can be a mineral resource, whatever it is. So all these play a greater role in the production activity. The next slide, this slide completely talks about the second important requirement. We need the requirement of laborers. So I have a land, I have started an activity, but I need laborers, I need people to work in my land. So who are they? We can call them as laborers. So labor is the second important requirement for the production activity. Laborers are the people who will work for the owners. A owner will be there, is it not? So what he will be doing? He will be extracting the work from the laborers. So laborers are the people, those who work for the landowners. So again, here some production activities require highly educated workers. That's why I told you there are two different types of laborers. We can classify them as skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. So some activities, some special activities require, we need to get the help of the skilled laborers. Who are skilled laborers? Skilled laborers are those with the help of their education and knowledge. Depending upon their education and knowledge, they would have acquired their skills. So we need some activities greatly require the need of the skilled laborers, and they have to perform necessary tasks. So some activities we need to get the work of the skilled laborers. So even among laborers there were two different categories: skilled laborers, unskilled laborers. Some special activities, some difficult tasks require the work of the skilled laborers. So skilled laborers, with the help of their education and knowledge, they would have acquired skills. These skills are used in production activity. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. Other activities in that particular land, we require the manual laborers. We don't need skilled laborers. For some activities, we need manual laborers also. The next one, each worker is providing the labor necessary for production. Whether it is a skilled laborer or unskilled laborer, each labor is contributing something for the production activity. So this slide completely talks about the labor. So the first one I told about land. Land is a very, very important requirement for the production activity. Apart from land, we need other resources also, like water resources, forest resources, mineral resources. The next requirement I told about labor. Whichever activity we want to perform, whichever production activity we carry over, we need to get the laborers. Even among the laborers, we need two different set of people, skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. Who are skilled laborers? People with the help of the education and knowledge, they would have acquired skill. So some production activities require the work of skilled laborers. So we are going to engage the skilled laborers in those activities. Some activities require manual labor. So whoever it is, that is a skilled laborer or unskilled laborer, so they are contributing towards they are contributing their service towards the production activity. So this slide talks about the second important requirement, which is labor. The next one, we are going to talk about physical capital. So even in physical capital, there are two different categories. One is fixed capital, the other one is working capital. So in physical capital, there are two divisions. Physical capital is divided into two. One is fixed capital, another one is working capital. What is fixed capital? Tools and machines. It can be a tool, it can be a machine, range from very small tools such as farmer's plow to sophisticated machines such as generators, turbines, computers, etc. So what is the fixed capital? Capital which is invested on a building, capital investment on building, or capital investment on simple tools, for example farmer's plow, or capital investment on modern machineries like harvesters, threshers, tractors, etc. So here the capital is already fixed, money is already fixed, money is already invested on certain tools. It can be a tool, it can be a building, whatever it is. The capital that is invested on a tool or building or modern machineries, we can call it as fixed capital. So this slide talks about the physical capital, the classification of physical capital. There are two divisions of physical capital. One is fixed capital, the next one is working capital. What is fixed capital? Already I told you. The capital that is fixed, already we have invested on something. Already investment is over. I have already fixed my investment. Investment I have already made on a tool. It can be anything. Investment for me, it can be anything. It can be, for example, for an ordinary farmer, it may be a wooden plow. The investment may be a wooden plow. For large landowners, tractors, threshers will be the investment, investing money on the machineries. Some people, they will be investing on buildings also. So tools and machines, so they are coming under fixed capital. Only one time we are going to invest on that. Again and again, we are not going to spend for the, for those, purpose. Already the investment is fixed there. So we can call it as fixed capital. The next one is working capital. Apart from tools and machines, we need working capital also. What is working capital? Raw materials and money in hand. Raw materials and money are always required during production to make payments. So raw materials we need for every activity, we need raw material. Is it not? If it is an agricultural activity, or industrial activity, whatever may be your activity, we need raw materials for agricultural products. For example, cotton textile industry, raw cotton, which is the raw material which is obtained from agriculture. Similarly, when you talk about the industries, what are the raw materials for industries? Minerals, for example, iron and steel industry, iron ore is the raw material. So, whether it is an agricultural activity or industrial activity, we need raw materials. So, what is coming under working capital? Raw materials and money in hand. We know that The production process requires capital, money. Is it not? Money plays a greater role. Each and every stage of production, I need to spend money. Even in order to get the raw materials, I need money. So, what is coming under, what is that working capital? One is raw material, other one is money. So, raw materials and money in hand is coming under working capital. So, in order to get the raw material or in order to satisfy, in order to carry over the other production activities, I need capital requirement. So, this slide completely talks about the, what is the physical capital, classification of physical capital, division of physical capital. Physical capital again it has been divided into two. What is that? Fixed capital and working capital. What is fixed capital? Capital already, money already fixed on certain machines, tools, etc. For ordinary farmer it is a wooden plough. For landlords it can be a tractor, it can be a, what is that, thresher, it can be a harvester, whatever it is. Already the investment is made on that. Again and again they are not going to spend for that. The next one is working capital, already I told you. Raw materials and money in hand. So, for every production activity we need raw material. For every stage of production, money is greatly required. For every stage we require money. So, raw materials and money in hand plays a greater role. They are coming under working capital. The next one, we are going to talk about human capital. Who is this human capital? Human beings. Why they are considered as human capital? Human beings, because of their education, they have the, what is that, they have the, because according to their education, they have acquired skills. They have acquired knowledge and skill. Is it not? That's why you would have studied, what is that, about, we are going to say, in the next lesson, we are going to talk about people as a resource. Why human beings are considered as resources? Because of their education and health. Is it not? Education plays a greater role. So, if you have education wherever you go, you will be, what is that, you will be welcomed by others. You will have a great respect in your family as well as by others. You will be treated well by others. Is it not? Educated people will be welcomed by others. So, likewise, when you talk about the human capital, actually human beings with the help of their knowledge and skill, how they are getting this knowledge and skill? Because of their education. The education, acquisition of education. Because of the education they are acquiring knowledge and skill. So this slide completely talks about the human capital. Knowledge and enterprise can be put together along with land, labor, physical capital. So along with land, along with labor, along with physical capital, we need to combine the human capital also. Human capital, human beings with the help of their knowledge and skill and what is that, and enterprise, they can set up an organization. With the help of the knowledge and skill, they can set up an organization, they can set up a firm. So, along with land, labor and physical capital, the human capital and the enterprise put together, they will play a greater role in the production activity. So, it can produce more output, they can produce more output for our consumption or to sell it in the market. So, these human capital, that is human beings, with the help of their knowledge and skill, they can able to start an enterprise or they can able to set up a firm where they can able to satisfy the consumption as well as they can able to sell it in the market. So far we have discussed about the factors of production in detail. So I am concluding up to this. The remaining part I am going to consider, I am going to talk about the remaining part later in the next class. Thank you, children.